Good evening, everybody, or whatever time of day it is where you are. Happy Seer Saturday, and happy new moon in Taurus. So good to be here. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. So, it is a new moon in Taurus today, and Taurus is an earth sign. And usually, earth signs occupy this interesting space of newfound abundance and stability for all of us. So, I recommend, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and pull out your birth chart if you have one, and feel free to examine where it is in your life right now. So for me, I tend to use the Placidus system. It touches a little bit of my 5th house, but the main part is my 6th. So anybody who is a bit new to the astrology game, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what each house represents. So usually maybe like the first quarter is about personal stuff. So, number 1, the first one, which is usually where your rising sign occupies, is where your personality, your first impression tends to happen. Your self-image as you project onto others tends to occupy. Your self-expression, your outer expression tends to come up. Second house is about resources, self-esteem, valuables, material security, and the way you treat your possessions. Third house is about mindset, speaking, writing, learning, interactions with family, usually siblings or sibling-like relationships, communication. Fourth house is about home, your lineage, your heritage, your psychological foundation, and your subconscious patterns. Fifth house is about creativity, recreation, procreation, pleasure, romance, children, how you enjoy yourself. Just where it partially touches. And then where it's mainly going to hit me with this lunation is the 6th house, which is about self-improvement, service, employment, work routines, health, nutrition, your sense of productivity and usefulness, which is kind of interesting considering that I've been thinking about it all weekend. Funnily enough, I actually got 2 offers for interviews. So after this stream's over, I gotta set up for those. So yay me. Anyway, number 7. It's about relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, equality, sharing, interpersonal style, business contracts, alliances. Thank you. So I gotta remind myself of that. But it's kind of funny that it actually hit around that, like those things kind of came up today. So fun. And it's also ironically, the 6th house is also one of my 3 that are empty. Other one's 5th and 11th. We'll get to those in a moment. So 8th house is about renewal, death and rebirth, transformation, deeply felt experiences, deeper interactions with others, growth and change. And you have a lot of stuff in your 1st, I see. 9th, which y'all pretty much blocked it. I have a 9th house stellium, which I'll explain later. But 9th house is about the search for meaning, higher education, the mind, philosophy of life, religion and spirituality, journeys and travel. And then 10th is about achievement in the world. Usually it's famously known as the fame house because a lot of important fame placements tend to be hitting in the 10th. Recognition, guides, career, vocation, structure, long-term goals. 11th house is about group involvement, clubs, collective endeavors, friendships, humanitarianism, global awareness, which is for the future. And then the 12th house is about endings, healing, closure, other aspects of your spirituality, usually towards the occult, usually about secret things, what's hidden beneath beliefs and the subconscious. So all those things, they cover each of the 12 houses. Now, some people might have nothing whatsoever in certain houses. And it doesn't mean that it's like you're not going to have it in this lifetime or something. No, it doesn't mean that at all. Instead, what it means is that there's not as much influence when you were born, but you still got the sign that occupies that space at the time of your birth. And then there is also, and then there is also the real-time transits. So maybe if it doesn't affect you at your birth, odds are pretty good. Whatever transits are currently going on in the stars right now, that's going to affect you for sure. So for me, my 6th house was empty at the time of my birth, so I don't have as many things going on there. But during transits like this, where the new moon is hitting Taurus, yeah, I'm going to feel something during this period. So in a way, it's not surprising that I was thinking about that, about my health and my work stuff right now. So if you pay attention to your thoughts, and then you pay attention to like what houses this lunation is hitting you, odds are pretty good you might be lining up with what's going on here. And also I think last I checked, we're also in Taurus season on top of that. So so yeah, there's a lot going on there. But I wanted to give a little bit of a brief astrology thing going on. So, and hello, Luvas, you finally made it. So, so for today, I'm going to experiment a little bit with a new format this time. So if you look through my channel point system, I have now added some reading specific things that you can use for me now, because I want to reduce the tendency of there being like dead air or dead space whenever I do streams like this. And so here's what I'm going to do. So you guys can still join the queue. All you need to do is type in, for those who are on Twitch, it is !join. But to ensure that there is still a flow in the streams, because I kind of realized like part of the problem is that there's been a bit of dead air because people have not really like put their question on there. So shout out to Root to Rise Tarot, because she inspired me to try this out. What I'm going to ask you to do is I want you to spend your channel points in terms of what kind of reading you would like me to do for you. So we've got, I believe 6 categories. So for 10 points, it's a Clow or Sakura card reading, Tarot or Oracle. For 20 points, it's runes or a chakra checkup. And then for 50, it's trusting my instincts. Now, the catch is you have to write down something for it to show up. Otherwise, it won't work. So if you have a question or a general thing we check up on, you have to include that in the statement. So now, in addition to joining the queue, spend some channel points, type in your question, and that way it keeps the flows. Because I don't delete these videos at all, except like when Twitch automatically deletes it. In that case, then it's always a simulcast stream, so you can just check out my YouTube channel. If the carousel can change for me, please, thank you, at DJ MK Off the Air, down below. So in case if it does if the video does expire on demand, you can just check that video on there and you can rewatch it. So yeah, so I'm going to experiment with that. Let's see if it actually keeps the flow of the stream going, and we will go from there. So before we begin, since it is a new moon, I like to do something very special for tonight. So since it is a new lunation, we are going to pull out some nice sprays for today. And okay, you thought about typing your question in the server if you happen to not be there during the reading. Would that help? Yes, absolutely. So you could still type in your questions in my server as well if the channel point system is not kosher for you. But the point is, if you have to go for any reason, but you still want a reading from me, at least put something down. The video was not going anywhere. So like, that's all I really want to like really emphasize. So anyway, let's go ahead and get a little bit centered for tonight. So I've been getting a lot of turtle energy this week. So I'm gonna pull out some turtle incense, because I mean, especially considering it's an earth sign that we're in during the season, I figure some earth energy would be nice to have. And the other thing that I seem to be seeing a lot more of is that even though, yes, Taurus season is pretty nice to like manifest, it's not the grindy manifestation that we tend to think about it as, but more so in terms of looking at it in terms of trusting that whatever is meant for us will come. And in the meantime, it's not really a strive so much as a live. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a bunch of videos that kind of talk about that I've come across on YouTube that kind of talk about this not so striving thing. Okay, to answer your question in terms of redeeming the channel points, you can retrieve it before it's your turn, or when it's your turn. Because I got the chat with me, so I can easily like scroll up and see what the question is when necessary. But yes, let us go ahead and get ourselves a little bit centered here. So let us go ahead and get started. Yeah, it's an experience. This is a little bit of an experiment. So I say, yeah, let's get try to get something down, and then I can pull for you when your turn comes on the queue. And again, this video is not going anywhere, so you are gonna be able to watch back what I pull for you. Let me go ahead and get some stuff out here. Could have sworn I had a tea light. Okay, it's okay. We'll make it work. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and get ourselves started here. So let's get ourselves nice and centered. It's a new lunation. So got some nice new energy right in the space. Ooh, that is really nice. Shout out to Gnostic Apothecary and Blackwater Apothecary for developing the spray here. It's a nice Florida water that I got from Between the Worlds Sacred Space, because they had a lot of really good vendors this year. They did not disappoint. Yeah, that smells good. Really good. Can you redeem the points now, or do you wait until after you call us so you don't miss it? If you can wait until your turn, but if you feel like you're going to leave for a little bit, I recommend just redeeming it. Just redeem it, so that way you're not gonna miss anything. So and then, well, the answer will be here on Twitch. No problem. But yeah, let me see. Let's continue on with this. So I got this nice turtle incense. So I want y'all to focus your intentions on the end of this incense stick here. Okay. Oh, that smells nice. And thank you. Had this shirt for a very long time. It's a sublimated tea. So basically they basically steam the ink to the point of like smoke or like steam, and it sets into the fabric a lot more permanently as a result. And it makes the colors more vibrant too. But yeah, I had this shirt for a very long time. I think in a couple of years it'll make it almost a decade. Actually, it might be longer than that. Maybe past a decade already. But I've had this for a long time and it hasn't faded at all, which is really impressive. So, finally, let set ourselves up with the new moon. Nice moon spray. Shout out to Full Moon Radio. I think that's who produced it. Yeah, I think it was Full Moon Radio. It's really hard to find the spray now. Yeah, this person who made these sprays used to do like DJ sets on SoundCloud. Has some citrine in there. All right. And we should be all set, everybody. All right. So with that, we are... It is not a shop. This is not at any extra cost for you. But the Tarot Doctor is officially in. The shop's open. All right. So with that, let us go ahead and get started with the pools. Let me get to the list. And Louves Savoir, you have been on the list for quite a while. Louves has done a special request for me. That I'm gonna be frank, Louves, I'm a little bit iffy about it. But I will satisfy it just this once, but in exchange, you're gonna have to do something for me in return. Number one, you're gonna have to presume that I am completely incorrect, because this is guesswork, and I hate guesswork. And number two, please go through the proper channels, be it a geneticist, be it a historian, or an adoptee group. Because I'm really going out of my way for this one. You don't have to go that extreme. You don't have to go that extreme. I get it though. I get it though, Kel. I get it. I get it, Kel. Thank you for being protective. But yeah, I have to say this ability is very much a fledgling ability, so to speak, because, well, shout out to Momo. He does astrology readings. This is stuff that I only recently started tapping into, so I can't really say that I am like an expert at it per se. It's very fledgling, so I have to warn you up front. It's basically a kind of mediumship, so to speak, that I'm trying out here. And I admit, when I got this request from Louves, it was a very important one, I could tell. But I admit I was very hesitant about it because it's a very sensitive subject. But it seemed like every time they tuned in, there was always question like, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do this? And not gonna lie, I've wanted to say no, but on the other hand, though, I know they want at least a lead on something. So I am willing to give this a try, but I do give this condition of, like, in exchange, You gotta do those things that just listed off. Especially the first part, just presume I'm incorrect. Until otherwise proven. Because I could be wrong. So with that, alright. Alright, Luvez. You ready for this? If you're here, give me a shout. Yeah, I'm seeing him too. Maybe, yeah. Shoo! Excuse me. Yeah, good idea. I think it's gonna be, it's gonna be pretty interesting for sure. Danke. It's kind of interesting because, like, apparently in Japanese, if you sneeze, it means somebody's talking about you. Or, it's an embarrassing thing and you do not make a single word about it. So, you can imagine how weird I felt for 2 months not being able to say bless you. Out of 2 things, number one, because there really isn't the equivalent of bless you in Japanese. If there is, let me know, because so far I haven't heard it. And number 2, I did not want to break the pledge. And it was like whenever I sneeze, or heard somebody sneeze, I almost had to go for almost a month, because when you moved to Canada, the bless you actually felt weird, and now I almost always say it. I admit this, one of the parts I kind of enjoy about French, because apparently every time somebody sneezes in multiples, there's a phrase you say, depending on how many times it happens. The first time it's ate souhait, and then second time it's ate amour, and I forget what it's 3+ afterward is, but there's there's phrases for each one. And then Italian, it's salute, right?
Salute, sì.
Okay. That's Runcie in the background. But yeah. Oh, Fern says hi. Yeah. Yeah, just small things like that. It's just so interesting. I mean, I've heard of someone talking about you kind of deal. Not the first time I've heard that, but outside of Japanese culture. But yeah. It was just so weird for 2 months. I just not being able to say bless you. Or some equivalent of it. Well, I think eventually I kind of found a workaround, because I kind of realized, okay, so people do have summer allergies, so I'm like, daijoubu desu ka? Try not to bring too much attention to it, but are you alright? Here, here, tissues. Oh man. But yeah, I find it interesting. Okay, so it looks like Luvez might not be ready just yet, which is fine. Evie, I don't think I see them in the chat. See her in the chat, so let's go ahead to our next person tonight. Fern, you're next. Fern. You were having way too much fun back there.
It sounded like the thong song.
I know! I just realized.
Oh, burn, 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 burn.
I just realized.
They someone ought to write a parody called The Fern Song.
The first song. Okay. Anyway, you were born on a new moon, and yes, today is a new moon in Taurus. What's new, anyways? Yeah. Yeah, out of curiosity, Fern, like, where does Taurus hit in your chart? Do you happen to remember? Most of it's in your first. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Whew. Born during a new moon and in your first house, no. Okay. You got 5 things transiting your first right now. Woo-wee! And you said you like, were you born with a lot of things in your first, or it's just this current transit right now that's having a lot going on in your first? Okay, just transit. Okay. Yeah, because I was about to say. I was like, good luck. Okay, I'm feeling some tarot and a bit of oracle. How does that sound? I know. I put in channel points. Proceeds to pull as usual. But I remembered Momo was like, I have so many channel points, but nothing to spend it on. And I'm like, what do I do? And then I watch Roots videos, and then they haven't come up with a queue system yet. But then they come up with this really clever idea of using channel points. Well, rest assured, for those who still want to use channel points, I did add other stuff in here. So if you want to encourage me to stretch, hydrate, Momo's gonna have a field day with that one. Go grab food. I already ate beforehand though, so probably not tonight. Naming a character that I play in, naming a character I play in a game, if it happens to be like one of those RPG-ish kind of stuff, because I haven't played a lot of RPGs lately, and there's going to be an RPG coming up on Wednesday, by the way, so keep an eye out for that. And if you want to do like self-promo, there's points for that, to really like highlight it. Likewise, if you want me to promote stuff, because I do stuff behind the scenes quite a lot, but I admit, even though I do talk about it towards the end of the stream, I feel very uncomfortable about it. But so if you want to encourage me to like talk about it more during the stream itself, you can spend 500 points for that, and I will talk about it. But otherwise, I might just keep quiet about it. Like, case in point, during the chill stream that I had, like, a day or two ago, I turned off basically every single thing. Like, even my coffee goal, I turned this off. And I'm still gonna keep it off, because, like... like, I keep it off, because it's like... talking about that all the time just gets exhausting after a while. But it's like, I know I have to talk about it, but at the same time, though, I know people get annoyed about it, too. It's like, I know people ultimately have their autonomy and have their say of, like, we're here because we're comfortable with you, period. But on the other hand, though, there are some things I'm like, this is a bit much. So sometimes I might need a little bit of a prompt to... That's not a Incremental. Yeah. So basically, I have to, like, sometimes I might need a little bit of a nudge of like, hello, can you talk about this more? I'm like, okay, fine, all right, I'll talk about it. Because it happens a lot where I would talk about something and then they're like, really? You never told me about this. And I was like, I could have sworn I said something. Turns out I didn't. Agile, I could have sworn I delayed it. Yeah, no, I snoozed it. It's like we got another 4 minutes. Hello, Sugar Plums. Welcome to the stream. So, I'll go ahead and shuffle these cards for you, Fern, and then we will get started. These pools. Well, so right now we're at Fern. I know Luvez is on right now, but he didn't like jump on already, so you're actually number 6, so at the rate we're going, it might go pretty quick. So feel free to stay on. Another system that I'm gonna do, Sugar Plums, is if you have to go early, you can just spend some channel points as to which ones you want me to pull, and mention your question. So that way it keeps the flow going. Yeah, so Cal, for example, like, since like you're after Fern, if you do have to like do something else or go, you could just like spend some channel points and like add your question on that, and then I can just pull whatever you ask me to do. So yeah, like the video will always be up. That's the one thing I can encourage. Oh, yours is the general. Okay, thank you. Technically, you don't have anything in the first, but your Saturn is like 0.06 orb in the 12th conjunct first. The rest I mentioned are transits. Ooh, yeah, you got a conjunction going on. Whew. With your 12th, no less. Dang. Okay. Now off to get into caffeine shock. Oh, conjunct of your rising. Okay. That makes sense. Ooh, yeah, I wouldn't really want to jump out there. I'm really feeling the space jazz today. Also, a little bit of a fun fact. Did you know that, like, Chaka Khan does meditations, like, every full and new moon? Like, she's, like... I did not think she was into that, but she does those. And she has, like, these 4 to 6 minute meditations. And... I did one during I think it was the Scorpio full moon. That was like a couple months ago. And it was only 6 minutes, but that meditation took me somewhere else, let me tell you. Like, she's good. Yeah, I mean, only if you're comfortable with that. Like, if you're only comfortable with that. If you're comfortable with that, you can do that. Yes. I love I Remember Woman. Like, whether it's the Chaka Khan version or the Whitney Houston version. I love it. I love it. But yes, she does meditations every full moon and every new moon. Almost everyone in the server knows your chart, apparently. But yeah, let me see if I can pull. Yeah, I'll pull up Chaka Khan's meditations. I never knew she was into that, but she does it every lunation. So I'm gonna paste it in here. But the one she did for April as well. Oh my god, that one took me somewhere else too, and that meditation was only 6 minutes. That was only 6 minutes, but I felt like I went to another realm. Like, seriously. I don't know if Momo does like more present transits, but he would totally have a field day if he saw the current transit. Just saying. But here's check a con meditation. Add temple starting up in a few seconds. So as soon as it ends, I will read for Fern. So let me go ahead and get these looked at. Which one do I want to look at first? Okay, Oracle's feeling like it wants to be looked at right now. Hey, new phone, nice. Always nice to have a new phone. I'm working on getting a new phone. Oh snap! The contest happened already? Nice. I'll have to check out the song afterwards. Also feel free. It was tonight. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was not as much there was not Bangarang. I love the title already. Bangaranga by Dara. I love the title already. But yeah, they were not heavily advertising as much in the States. I think because they were still kind of recovering from the controversy from the last couple of Eurovisions. So they haven't advertised heavily in the States. You only know Croatia. But yeah, I'll look it up afterwards. Okay, so Kel spent a trust your instincts. Okay, you got it. For your reading. How to spend points? What you do is you see like the bits icon next to that. There should be like a circle. Wow, that is a huge jump. Like, okay, now I have to look this up now. Yeah, the bubble, basically. It's the circle icon next to the bits icon. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, now I'm wondering. Now I'm wondering, like, who was in the running? Oh boy! Oh boy! I have a feeling there might be some controversy! Again! Uh-oh. 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 I'm feeling controversy again. Yeah, yeah, it's like, it's gonna be... Dang, because I mean, the last couple of years they were having, especially, like, it's like, whee! Yeah, honestly, I was a bit nervous about Eurovision this year, and I just couldn't, I admit, I just couldn't pay attention fully after watching Indy Niles' breakdown of Eurovision. But yeah, I have a feeling there's going to be more controversy this year too, especially with the fact that the majority of it the majority of those votes were from the viewers. Yeah. Oh boy, wow. And Sweden ended up 8th place, according to Google. But yeah, I'm gonna check out some of the songs in here. Yeah, but I mean, they still end up in the top 10, so that's interesting. Okay, let me see. Has Ad Temple ended? Yes, Ad Temple's ended. Okay, so Fern, here is your reading. Thank you so much for your patience. And yeah, you pulled a Trust Your Instincts. Okay, so I did pull some tarot and some oracle for you. Oh, wow. And then I think Moldova, if I see, let me see, I looked it up. Moldova did not even end up in the top 10. So top 5, top 6, according to this: Bulgaria, Israel, Romania, Australia, Italy, and Finland were the top 6. But the fact that Israel came close again, but at least like Bulgaria won by like a good enough margin, that's the third time in a row that's occurred. $56. Oh wow. But yeah, I don't know how the contest is gonna turn out after this, because like they tried to alter the voting so much, and it still kind of turned out the same way after the past couple of years. Just don't know what to think. But anyway, all right, Fern. Let me get back to the topic here. So I pulled some tarot and I pulled some energy oracle cards for you guys, and let's see what we got for you for this new moon. The guilty pleasure Hatalia fun. Yeah, I'm mostly in it for the music, really. Okay, so first off, I got for you the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles, usually when I come across this card, aces, yeah, exactly. Like, aces are very much new energy. Aces are very much new energy, beginnings of new things. And in the past, I mean, I still kind of think about it now. I tend to think about it in terms of like the material realm, where the physical resides, a renewal, the possibilities of abundance, how you relate to this world, etc., and where you personally flourish. But also I'm finding it as well in recent months. I've also found the Pentacles also represent new drives or motivation or dedication, tangible actions where you could put your energy towards. Renewed focus. So that is a good thing you could call in this new moon or work on during this new moon, is to renew what it is that gets you going during this period. What's your rebirth? What's going to be your new start here in this plane? And I think especially since Taurus is hitting your first, it could be a chance to find a new dimension to where you personally identify and what you want to project or portray. What can you play around with for a little bit? What parts need a little bit of grounding, and what parts need to fly a little bit more freely? Case in point, Queen of Pentacles came up too. So the other part that is coming up, in terms of the tarot at least, the other part that's been coming up here from what I can see is a sense of nurturing, like giving yourself a chance to nurture those aspects too, of what comes up, because I feel like chances are pretty good. The chances are pretty good. I feel like that there's some excuse me. There's some new opportunity coming up, and I'm getting this sense that this opportunity could be a chance to nurture an aspect that you might have had to put aside, or it might have been neglected for a little bit, but now it's finally going to get the TLC that it deserves. That's the sense I'm getting. And I'm also feeling it's a renewal of resilience, because the Queen of Pentacles, in particular, it's inspired by Hindu goddesses, like those multi-armed ones, like Lakshmi and Durga. And I'm feeling it's also a reminder of the multitudes that you have within yourself. And okay, this is funny that I just thought of this now. I also find it interesting that the way that the Queen of Pentacles is portrayed, it kind of feels like the green flower that she's holding here. I wonder if it can get a bit in focus. I can't control the focus on this, though. You're gonna have to trust me. The flower that she's like holding here in the middle kind of reminds me of the Silver Imperium crystal from Sailor Moon, and there's very much a sense of like remembering where you are nurtured and also where you can shine, and the multiple aspects and the multiple powers that you have within yourself. That's what I get from that card. And also remembering like Stephanie Poimoon Law's inspirations for these cards too. I mean, even my shirt kind of portrays that too, even though granted it's the grail, not the crystal, but still. There's still this call to kind of tap into the parts that need to be nurtured as well as where your power lies. So in terms of the oracle itself, let's see what we got. So we got the second chakra from Archangel Ariel. Which reminds me, I need to catch up on Good Omens. Apparently the new season came out this week, so... Well, the new and the final season came out this week, so... Let's look at that. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel, intimacy and creativity. Upright, the second chakra vibrates in the energy of the beautiful angel Ariel. She sends a bright orange energy, promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. When this card appears upright, it's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. This is also a time where the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself, case in point, can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. So a call to get creative, especially. If there's some artistic project that you've been wanting to do for a little bit, might be time to get your hands dirty. Let yourself experiment and see what happens. And okay, I'm feeling like as if this new moon is really giving you some good stuff here, Fern. Because look at this. Blossoming Abundance. I really pulled this one, okay? So the fact that this is coming up for you, and also the fact that you got 2 pentacles on top of that, it is giving me an indication that this is going to be a very massive blossoming period for you. So please tap into that abundance, because there's some blessings coming your way. Yeah, and the fact that I pulled 2 Pentacles cards, and then Blossoming Abundance, and the Angel Ariel, depending on who you ask, I'm feeling like there's some sort of creative thing that's coming up. Like maybe a painting or a writing of some sort. I forgot what mediums that you do, but there's some sort of creative breakthrough that I'm seeing from this. Let's see what else I could find here with the Blossoming Abundance card. I'll read the description for you. Increasing wealth and value. This card shows a beautiful golden garden in the springtime with coins and new flowers blossoming all around. They even hang like fruit on the tree above. Upright, this card signals a new increase in wealth, possibly in a dramatic and unexpected way. Be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, much like a gardener works the ground and begins to see blooming results take hold. This card upright indicates the universe is blessing you and helping the fruits of your labor to blossom. So smell the flowers and tend to the new growth. Be grateful and enjoy. And yes, get that ticket, honey. But yeah, there's a lot. I have this feeling that like there's a lot of good stuff coming your way. Like there's something coming if it hasn't arrived already. And so I'm feeling the call for you right now during this lunation is for you to focus on it's focusing on like feeling that sense of support, so that when it arrives, it's not this shock to your system. Because sometimes there's this bit of a dissonance when it comes to what our mind tends to do versus what our body and our hearts wants to express. Because sometimes our minds logically, you might say like, this makes sense, but then it's like you kind of feel in your gut that it's like something's wrong here. And it feels like oftentimes like the way our systems tend to run. Excuse me, I had a huge amount of pasta earlier, so pardon me if I happen to burp in between. But anyway, there's this sense of like, yeah, there tends to be, especially in Western societies, I don't know if anyone anywhere else tends to experience this, but like I feel like in Western or more industrialized societies especially, there's kind of this encouragement of like ignoring your senses for only focus, like, well, your more internal senses for only what's like straight in front of you and what's cerebral. And it's very important sometimes that we tap into our more, logocentrism. Thank you. That was the term I was looking for. Thank you. So it's very important that we tune into our bodies sometimes, like check in. It doesn't mean like a hyper focus. It's also paying attention to what parts of us have some knowledge that maybe logic can't completely explain. Yeah, oof. Yeah, Descartes. I got my issue with some of those philosophers like Descartes and I think it was Voltaire. But yeah, I think it was a very like, yeah, dualism, but especially like being so focused on this black or white thinking or this binary domain can get exhausting. I mean, sometimes keeping in mind the multiple nuances can get exhausting too, and so it can be much simpler to go for that binary, but oftentimes the nuance can give us more space to express what needs to be expressed and find what needs to be found. Yeah, picking up on Georgian music reminds me of Italian, so it's dopamine for me. Oh yeah, there's some tracks that I didn't share the last time that I'm thinking I might share this time, because I mean, shout out to Studio Ghibli because they really got me into this stuff. Studio Ghibli and Ghost in the Shell. Didn't think I was gonna be into it. Like Romanian choir music in particular. There's some good stuff in there. But yeah, Fern, I'm feeling like there's a lot of massive things happening for you. And I think it's like at this point, the call for you right now is to be open to what comes. And also remembering that there's abundant resources everywhere. And so the biggest thing is to keep your eyes very, very open. And hello, Luvez. So, Kel, I gotta do Kel's reading next, and then you will be right afterwards. And because I got some parameters that I wanted to outline before I did your reading, because it's a very specific... Yes. So, yes. That's why, because, I mean, you were supposed to be, like, the first one here. But, yeah. I'm gonna do Kel's reading first, and then you are next. 'Cause and there's some parameters that I don't know if you saw in the very beginning, but there's some things I gotta specifically tell you. So the other week I had a moment where there was like something speaking through me, like an insight out of nowhere. I was like, yeah, I know this is not psychosis, but it feels like it. I see. But yeah, Kel is right now, and then Luvez, yes, you are the next person. Because there are some parameters I gotta do. Yes, correct. Because there's some parameters I gotta tell you before I do your reading. Because what I'm doing is very exceptional. I do not typically do this, so... Because there's a little bit of a catch for yours. But yeah, I also decided to rewatch the video game 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, which, funnily enough, I did include the game in my Throne wish list as part of the Nonary game collection, but I don't think it will be as interesting for you guys for me to like play it, because I pretty much played it during the lockdown, and I played the game during the lockdown, and the PC version is very different from the DS version. That's pretty famously known. But I mean, unless y'all enjoy kind of retrospective like that, like what I do with like my Age of Empires videos and my Stronghold videos. But unlike those ones, it's more recent. I played the original during the lockdown, and I really enjoyed it. So I figured I'd play the sequels, because those was actually the more hotly debated ones. In particular, Zero Time Dilemma, and there was like an interesting controversy behind that one, which I might tell you later. But I haven't played Virtue's Last Reward, nor have I played. I've also not played Zero Time Dilemma, so it would be kind of fun to play those on stream, and then I could do a breakdown. That's true. I do have a second channel specifically for that, so I should probably do that at some point. Mythological analysis of Age of mythology. I also would like to find out, like, development-wise, like, how did they come up with those ideas of, like, using, like, ancient languages and dialects for the different civilizations? Like, how the developer came to that conclusion? Because no other historical game does that, but Age of Empires did it. And they do it so well. Yeah, it's not a spoiler at all for 999, but 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors, but it covers so much about like morphogenic fields, which is about like that it's kind of like the Akash, or those liminal spaces where you just get information that you shouldn't know, but you just do. There's been a lot of experiments about this stuff. Like some of the stuff in that. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I got pretty much all of them, and then apparently with like the recent remasters, there's a couple more endings that they added recently, to make things a bit more interesting, so to speak. But honestly, they just made less sense to me the way they did it. It made less sense to me, in my opinion. Yeah, I got the dang submarine. That was my first ending, and then the knife one was my second. Yeah, my favorite one. Gosh, it has to be a two-way tie between the submarine, two-way tie between the safe and the first coffin ending. Those two endings are so interesting. And I also want to play I also really want to play the AI the Somnium Files. I put them up on the wish list as well. And also Sonic the not Sonic, Shadow the Hedgehog also has multiple endings. The infamous one with him pulling a gun. Yeah, you have Hyun, you have to pay attention to which doors you go through. That's the hint. Like, pay attention to what doors you go through. But in particular, the other thing you gotta pay attention to, I'm not gonna tell too much. Pay attention to which numbers go together the most often. Because there's like 2 that are inseparable. There's 2 of them. Like, if you thought Clanad was deep in the lore, this game, when you put it all together, it feels like you're like a genius, but then simultaneously you feel like you went through an acid trip, so to speak. If always the closest you can get to an acid trip without taking anything. Yeah, me too. I did know about the story that was apparently predictive of the author's end. I knew about that, but I didn't know when it occurred. Okay, so Kel, here's what I got for you in terms of your general check-in. I pulled from the Earth Magic Oracle. I got 3 for you. 2 of these I've pulled before. You might. There's one game I think you might. Like, there's like 2 games I think you might enjoy. I will tell them later on Discord, but yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Kel, here's what I got for you. So first we got the Lotus Flower about unfoldment. Clearly there's something unfolding for you as well. Then we got Rain Purification and Dreamtime Creation. It feels like a lot for a lot of us in this collective. There's this sense of like new stuff coming in, like a call for creativity, new stuff coming in, and also a call for purification as well, for what I'm seeing. So let me pull out this book here and let's see what we got for these cards. So we got the Lotus Flower. This one's a really pretty one, I have to say. I like it. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yes. I hope so too. So here's the paragraphs. It's a bit long, so bear with me. The lotus flower sits upon one of its leaves, having risen to the surface as the sun, held in the hand of God, invites it upward to the light. This unique plant is rooted in the mud and muck at the bottom of a body of water. Its stem reaching up to the surface where the leaves rest quietly. At night, the flower closes and sinks below the surface, only to rise to the daylight and once again gradually unfold its petals, its stem extending above the waterline 3 feet or more. Obviously, the flip side occurs if it's a nocturnal lotus, but that's beside the point. Oh man, Cal, I'm so sorry. Awkward. What we learn from this amazing plant is how our own spiritual path unfolds and opens to the light, then at times gently folds in on itself for a proper rest when the daylight fades. This period is just as necessary as the growth, for it allows the plant to integrate what is gained in nourishment during the day. It is also just as important that it is rooted, and it is yet another miracle of nature that something so exquisitely beautiful is formed from the mud and silt at the water's bottom. Your spiritual unfoldment is occurring at all times, whether or not you are aware of it. It is inevitable as long as you put your trust in the hands of the Creator, the one who holds the light. Like the lotus, your soul is always reaching for the light to fulfill its karmic destiny. But even in that process, there are periods of darkness and times to rest. It is a natural cycle, one that cannot be truly coerced or halted. It has an innate rhythm of its own, one that is unique to the being that is you. You do not need to strive or be driven by spiritual ambition. It does no good to try and force growth upon yourself or others for that matter. Allowing is the key here. Allow the place in you that naturally wants to follow the light to do so, while reorganizing that even when you have complete faith, you will face challenges and occasionally suffering. Your steady faith and love will guide you on your journey of returning to the light. So, yeah, very Buddhist. With the sense of no mud, no lotus. And obviously, we're like a lot of times we're not gonna get it right the first time. And so it is very, very important that as you go through whatever suffering or whatever striving that you have, that there are constants. Like, I believe there are two constants. There's time, but there's also love. Love and time, they are constants, in my opinion. So that's the first part of it. The second part is rain, purification. No matter whether it's a light shower or a deluge, rain cleanses and purifies. The moisture that has evaporated from the various bodies of water on the planet and the moisture that has evaporated from the various bodies of water on the planet. There's a typo in this manual. I'm sorry. The moisture that has evaporated from the various bodies of the water on the planet was drawn into the atmosphere and now returns to Earth as liquid precipitation in nature's vast and comprehensive water recycling program. There we go. Depending on when and where the rain falls, it can come as a welcome relief or a nuisance. Even the air smells fresh after a good rain. It also brings in clean water, which provides needed sustenance for plants, animals, and humans. At its most intense, rainstorms arrive as an avalanche of water, often accompanied by great and powerful winds, with considerable flooding and destruction as an unfortunate consequence of nature's impersonal balancing act. What is purged makes its way for a new life to appear. Purifying your mind, body, and spirit is a task that is put before you. Purify your mind by identifying a prominent belief that you carry about yourself that inhibits you from being fully engaged in life, of showing up 100% of the time. Purify your heart by allowing yourself to breathe in and out blessings and forgiveness so that you can love even more deeply. Let yourself feel your grief. Truly feel it, so that the rivers of your tears become miniature baptisms that help heal the wounds in your soul. If necessary, detoxify your body, the temple and seat of your soul, by changing your diet, doing a cleanse for a few days, or simply drinking more water. Little bit of advisory. I'm not a health expert, so please take this with a grain of salt. Please, thank you. Increasing the daily amount of water that you drink with deep appreciation for its purpose will revitalize your spirit. That is one part that I will endorse. Please make sure you drink plenty of liquids. Which I will drink some in just a moment. It is no wonder in some indigenous languages, water is called lifeblood, as it is so essential to every form of life on Earth. Take time to purify yourself. So whether literal or metaphorical, work with water. Be water, my friend. See the properties of water, about how flexible it is, rather than whether it's the small droplets of rain or the huge waves that you see in the ocean. Water adapts, water moves, water can destroy, water can also heal. So, see what you can learn and adopt from water. And mindfulness with water is also very good too. Because, I mean, sometimes thinking about what it is that you intend to nurture with water, that's a way you can approach it sometimes. Yeah, stink donk. Yeah, stink donk. But yes. So this last one here that I got for you, Kel, it's the Dreamtime creation. It's another indigenous symbolism. This time it hits more towards Australia, but I kind of jump. It's like very much about like dreaming the world into existence. Like they talk about how the world was dreamed into existence. And that is where talking about it and learning about ourselves is really going to make a difference, because then when these changes or when these things do occur, they're not going to be as much of a shock to our system, because in some ways we learned what we needed to do through the work we've done on ourselves. And it doesn't mean that like the work done on ourselves is over once somebody else comes in, if that is what you want to do or if that's in your cards. But knowledge of oneself is very important. And for those who say that it's BS, I challenge you. Anyway, here is the Dreamtime card here. For the Aborigines of Australia, I don't think they're called that anymore. I think it's something else now. Anyway, the Dreamtime is a place before time and outside of time in which ancestral spirit beings came to Earth and gave all of life in its form. Once the work was done, these spirits remained in the very forms they created, including the animals, hills, stars, and other other features of the land, and continue to be present today. Yeah, I figured, because I mean, this book is a bit old. Add jail, add temple. Sorry about that. Yeah, I figured it was incorrect. Yeah, I figured it was incorrect. So I'm just gonna say indigenous people. I'm gonna find the original names. Name for Australian indigenous. The term Aboriginal was Latin-derived, meaning original inhabitants, specifically referring to the original peoples of the Australian mainland, Tasmania, and surrounding islands. The distinct original inhabitants of the Torres Strait Islands, located between the tip of Queensland and Papua New Guinea. In terms of clan groups, depending on which location in Australia they are, most widely known ones include Kuri, Anangu, Muri, Noongar, and Palawa. I'm just gonna stick with Torres Strait Islander. Yeah, the one with the E is a slur. I did know that. So, even though the region is technically incorrect, I'm gonna go with Torres Strait Islander for now, until a proper name is formed. Because, like, the 6 is gonna be a little difficult to read. So, Torres Strait... So, where was I with the... So, I'm gonna correct that. So, huge apologies to my Australian and Aotearoan viewers out here. Or I'm just going to say Indigenous peoples of Australia. Because even Aboriginal doesn't sound right to me. Yeah, so I'm just going to say for Indigenous peoples of Australia from now on. So, for the Indigenous peoples of Australia, the dream time is a place before time and outside of time in which ancestral spirit beings came to Earth and gave all of life its form. Once the work was done, these spirits remained in the very forms they were created, including the animals, hills, stars, and other features of the land, and continue to be present today. The dream time is an individual's or group's spiritual template, including songs and stories that have been handed down for at least 60,000 years. Although Australian Indigenous peoples would say that they have existed since the beginning of time. In one such tradition, there's a creation story involving the didgeridoo, which is essentially a hollowed-out log that emits a droning sound when played. In this card, we see that a spirit man plays the didgeridoo. The world is sung into existence. Note the various beings and colors and structures of the land that are being created, all carrying spirit that has been breathed into them. Close your eyes, tune into your breathing, and allow yourself to sink deeply into the heart of the living creation that you are. As you notice your breath becoming steady and slightly deeper than usual, observe the urge within you that is begging to come forth in some creative action. Pay attention to any images, sounds, or feelings that beckon your awareness, and there you will find the key as to the manner in which express this magnificent pulse. Your breath is the crossover between spirit and physical reality. Breathing comfortably and steadily helps you align yourself with spirit, which then brings a clearer focus on what creative expression is preparing to be birthed through and from you. Discard any habitual thought patterns that will prevent the manifestation of what you are being prompted to bring forth. Allow yourself to take risks with this self-expression, and all of creation will smile upon you. Also, I love Jamiroquai. I love Jamiroquai so much. Space Cowboy is one of my favorite tracks from them. The other one is Canned Heat. From Center Stage. But yeah, we're all learning on this channel, and I just had this feeling that it wasn't the right term, and with Sugar Plum's confirming it's not a good term either. Yeah, definitely, y'all make sure to do your homework. Yeah, how old is this deck? Let me see. I feel like it's a pretty old one. Yeah, 2010. Yeah, it's a pretty old one. So I'll update the language accordingly, make sure it's all correct. But yeah, long story short, Cal, I'm feeling for you during this period, there's this sense of you need to tap into your creativity and your intuition during this time. And if there's things that need to be released, let them be released. Because even in the ups and downs of what this time may bring, in a way, those ups and downs help you with your unfoldment. Because, like the lotus flower, without mud, there isn't gonna be a lotus that blooms from an environment that, well, most would find difficult to thrive. And yet something so beautiful can emerge from something that would be considered not so beautiful. I was really struggling today. But yeah. Yeah, there's very much a sense of So first you, second you, or both, because we're both doing just time travel maths. I'd say presume both until... Yeah, I say presume both until otherwise proven from your experience. Hell, that's the best I can really tell you, is, like, presume both use until otherwise proven. If anything, I think it's a call for you to work with both aspects. Work with the collective. The collective of Kel. Okay, so if they say first you, try first you, see what happens. Okay? But that's what I got for you. Hopefully that gives something that you can work with. So with that, Kel. Okay, so Luvez. Are you still here? I see you on the list still, but... Oh, man. Alright, with that, Luvez, are you still here? Hello, hello? Friend of yours asks you, how is the Fern Collective doing, instead of a simple how are you, because you talk about metaphysics a lot. Yeah, I admit, I feel like ever since I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, I'm so aware of, like, the multiple dimensions of myself, of all the paths I could have gone down. Because there are so many. I could have been a scientist. I could have been a theater performer. I could have been in film. I could have been out in the streets. I could have been... There's so many things I could have been. For better or for worse. And yet, this is the world I'm occupying right now. This is what I'm occupying right now. And... preferably for the good things, but there's still time for me to experience all those things at some point. And... yeah, I'm hyper aware there's, like, multiple lives I could be leading, and I'm leading this one. In fact, there's multiple lives that I've already led. Permutations are kind of like poetry, despite the fact that they are different combinations of similar words. Okay, so I see Luvez in the chat. Can you type in something in here to indicate you're still here? Luvez! Luvez savoir! Where art thou? Bonjour! They gone again. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. New Beans. I don't know if they're still here or not. I think they might have left too. You want me to stretch? Okay. Ugh. Extremely possible. Alright, so I don't see New Beans either on the chat. Don't overdo it. I don't need strain. Especially I'm gonna be probably doing the kettlebell after this too, so don't want to overdo it. Ugh. Okay, that was good, actually. Thank you. Anyways, let's see what we got. So it looks like New Beans might have left too. All right, Dream It Possible. Looks like you are next now. Funnily enough. Y'all redeem stretches, and it's like next moment. You're next. Because I don't see New Beans in the chat. Why Sega didn't make Supersonic the theme song for Supersonic, I'll never know. 2 words. Copyright infringement. Copyright expenses. 2 more words. Copyright expenses. 2 words. Internal resources. Because, I mean, Jun Sonoe? That guy is like a base god. Like, especially like between the 1990s and like the 2010s. That man can rock, okay? Like some of the hard hitters that he did in Sonic Adventure, chef's kiss. And then even the tracks he did for, I don't know if you guys tuned into Sonic Colors on Thursday. I think I've gotten really good at being able to tell who did what tracks. There's like these certain distinctive things about these tracks that just make it something else. Like Jun Sonoe he does these really good like slap bass, slap guitar heavy tracks. And electric guitar heavy tracks. So there's a certain way that he plays them that like it's him. And I kind of have a similar thing with John Williams as well, even though most of them are covers to a certain extent or inspired by typical tracks, like that Olympics theme, for example. That like there's like a repeating trumpet that he does in some of them. Or like a layered horn section that is very John Williams. If you listen to his Star Wars track, which is, fun fact, inspired by Holst's Planets, by the way. If you listen to that soundtrack, and then you listen to the Olympic soundtrack that he recomposed during the 90s and 2000s, you can totally tell it's his fingerprints are on it. You can totally tell. And then even with Sonic, getting back to Sonic, especially like Sonic 3, like I believe it was Sonic 3. You could tell MJ's fingerprints were on it. Michael Jackson's fingerprints were on that track too. Especially like I think it was like the first 2 tracks. I think it was like the first 2 or 3 levels he composed for it, and then he went uncredited. Yeah, thanks for telling me to get food, but I am so full, frankly. I ate so much before the stream. But thanks for telling me, though. But I will hydrate. That is one thing I can do. I ate way too much beforehand. Because I wanted to get here. Excuse me. Anyway, Dream It Possible, are you still here? Yeah, because it's saying you're still here. Oh, change the music a little bit. Excuse me. I think if I do this one. There we go. There we go. Oh, there's Luvez. Okay, Luvez. Alright, so you're back. So, what I'm gonna do for you tonight, like you said earlier, I don't, like, Okay, I gotta have to be upfront with you. I initially was gonna say no to this because something like this is very, very sensitive. And not gonna lie, the number one thing I don't like to do is guesswork. And because I feel like guesswork leads to misinformation and misleading, and that leads to heartbreak and anguish. And that is a compromise on my integrity. But you've asked a lot. You asked for me a lot. And so I feel like for the sake of helping you at least start to navigate towards something, be it the real answers or some peace, I decided to go for it. So the way I'm going to do it is a little bit unique, which you'll see in just a moment. But this is my parameters I'm going to give you when I'm doing this. Here's the catch that you got for this. Okay, here we go. Because I'm really going out of my way for this one. So, in exchange for me doing this for you, number one, please presume I'm incorrect. I know, it's a little weird, but please presume I'm incorrect until you get some solid evidence, which would be number two. If you're gonna take my words, please get a second opinion through an official channel. Be it a genetic service, be it a database, be it some sort of adoption or historical group. Whatever that is. The point is, if I do this in exchange, please look at some official channels. Will you do this for me? Because if we're going to search all of this, I believe in collaboration, not substitution. So, thank you. Because I also have to say as well, what I'm going to tap into tonight is very much in its infancy in terms of the skills that I have cultivated for this. I wouldn't consider myself an expert at this at all. But I'm going to do my best for what I've got here. So with that, what I'm going to do is rather than the full A, B, C, D, E, F, G kind of deal, is instead, I'm going to basically scan based on what is the most common starts. What's the most common starts of a name? Like, start from most to least common. So that way it gets the obvious out of the way. Maybe a second letter. And I'll see maybe how long the name is. Because I don't want it to get too invasive. Okay? Feel free to get a second opinion, or you can also DM me, be it via Twitch or Discord. But yeah, I don't typically do this, so okay. With that, let's do this. All right, so I'm going to focus on first name here. And maybe length, in terms of the length of the first name. And I'm going to start by most to least common of starts, because I have to acknowledge that, like, not everybody has a Western or baptismal name. So, could be anything. So, have to say that heads up, it's mainly from Western percentages. Other regions might not be covered as adequately. All right. right. So I'm creating the wards now. Here are the boundaries of our circle. Only love and light shall enter in. Only love and light shall come from within. Here are the boundaries of our circle. Only love and light shall enter in. Only love and light shall come from within. Here are the boundaries of our circle. Only love and light shall enter in. Only love and light shall come from within. And now we tap into the energies that are necessary to get this task done. Okay. Please go ahead and show me yes. Thank you. Go ahead and show me no. Thank you. Okay, let me just put you down just a little, just a smidge here so we can actually see what's going on here. So yes is more vertical, like linear like this, and then no is more horizontal. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Are you attuned to Luna Savor's energy? Pretty strong yes here. Okay, thank you. Alright. So, first part I'm going to do is the start of the name here, and it's gonna be a little unusual, but I'm gonna start with like the most and then the least common. And again, Western standard, so it could be different here. All right. This is for your mother, right? Let me just confirm. Okay, I know okay, and the pendulum did say as much, so thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, here we go. Okay. Does Luva's mother's name start with a J? Okay. Yeah, let's get more specific here. Thank you. Thank you guys for telling me that. Okay. Does Luva's bio mother start with a J? Okay, it's saying yes, but like, let's just be actually really sure. Let me just go through the entire list here. All right, thank you. Does Luva's bio mother start with an M? It's saying no. Okay. Thank you. Does Luva's bio mother's first name start with an A? No. Okay, so it's definitively J, from what I'm seeing. I've only gone through the first three. Okay. Does Luva's bio mother's name start with a C? Okay, no. So another reader also said it was J. So that's definitive from what I'm seeing, is that it's definitely a J. So if a second reader said that it's a J, odds are pretty good it's probably a J, which is good. Okay. So, do you happen to know anything else, like what region your biomom's from, or if she spent time in the United States or any Western countries? Because that might get us a bit closer. Because J is pretty common in the West, but then I can already think about several other countries that have J's as first names too. It's pretty common. In fact, like, J is the #1 letter. I was suspecting that, actually. Like, I almost felt like a Chinese name. Like a Jia or something. Like a J-I? But let's be absolutely sure. Let me get like a second letter. Let's see if that tells me anything. JARPA. Interesting. Okay, let's get the second let's get the second letter, and then also how many letters it could be. All right, so for Luvez's biomother, for the second letter in her first name, does it start with an A? Okay, thank you. Okay. Let me get more specific here. To clarify, this is answering the question. Are you answering the question of Luvez's mother's second letter of her first name? Okay, thank you. So it's saying it's not an A for the second letter. So JARPA might not be it, but then again, presume I'm wrong. But the one thing that seems to be connected with both of them is, the thing that's connected with both of them is like the two readers you've come across, they both start with A, like start with J. So that's one thing you can at least take away from this. All right. What about E? Okay, it's saying E might be the possibility. Well, we know for sure the first name starts with a J. That's what it's saying. Thank you. All right. I? How about I? Okay. I, it's a no. But let me come back to... Okay, I'll come back to that one. Okay, give me one moment. So, to be clear, Luvez's biomother's first letter of her first name doesn't start with a J. It is showing yes. Thank you. Is it an M? Set aside, it's no, so it is leaning more towards J from what I'm seeing. Okay. So, let me give my hand a break. Thank you very much. But yeah, one thing's for sure, it does seem to show that I'm seeing that it's most likely a J that it's starting, and it's a pretty common start. And yet, interestingly, it's saying J-E, not J-A. But then again, I could be completely wrong. So let me see, like, if I can get, like, a specific number as to, like, how long the name is. In terms of, like, anglicized characters, I mean. Okay. So it's a J-E. That's what I'm getting. And then, let me go with the most common lengths. Alright. So the length of Luvez's birth mother's name does it have 7 characters? I'm gonna have to rephrase that. Give me one moment. Okay. Sorry, I think I might have snapped out of it a little bit. Okay. So, Luvez's birth mother's first name. Can you give me an indication as to how many letters it could be? Okay, thank you. Okay. Now, this is a very important question I have to ask here. Do I have your consent to know this information? Thank you. Okay. So I got her consent. Thank you very much. All right. So gotta go mentally through the number of letters. Okay. Gonna start with 5. Is it 5? No. Thank you. 6? That's an O2. Alright, add temple, no problem. 7? Are there 7 letters? Okay. Alright, it's leaning towards 7 letters. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so all right. So here's what we got for here's what we got for sure so far. Thank you so much. Leonard stays with me. Leonard stays with you. And thank you very much for my pendulum here. For everything you've done. And thank you, Lewis's mother. Man, what's showing up? I have no idea. I can't even control them. But yeah, so that's the overarching thing I'm getting. It seems to be like a JE, and the character length seems to be 7 letters. The impression I'm getting. Obviously, it's not the full name. But I think the one thing you can know for sure is that it's definitely a J name, especially if you confirm with some other reader that that's what you pulled. But yeah, definitely if you can get a second opinion, like be it a geneticist, or there's like an adoptee group. There are adoptee groups. Hyun is pretty well versed in those, so they could probably suggest where you can look. But yeah, Luvez. No, you have not. You have not missed your turn. In fact, you've got Dream Impossible's right before you, actually, so you got plenty of time to think about your question. But yeah, Luvez. Is there anything else I could pull for you? Because I mean, I know this game, it's not much, but it's something you can work with. Not the full name, no. I don't I mean, if you want, Luvez, I can fill in the rest. I could try filling in the rest on my own time, or if you want to go more one-on-one with it, we can do that. I just didn't want to be too invasive. Yeah, come to think of it, Luvez, do you not have the last name or anything? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, that's tricky. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's rough. But yeah, definitely at bare minimum, try and see if you can get a genetic trail. Because I mean, especially if there are cousins or aunts and uncles. And also, I highly, highly recommend support groups for something like this too. Support groups are very valuable. But yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Luvez. It's I admit this was going above and beyond for me, because I like looking over a bit more definitively, but I know for adoptees especially, it's not so easy to come by. I just tend to be very careful with stuff like this, especially because I feel very protective. I know I shouldn't be, and yet I feel that. But I hope at least it gives you something that you can work with, at bare minimum. And then I could try going further if you want, but this is the most I can feel comfortable doing tonight, because this can get this kind of work gets pretty intense. But yeah, feel free to come back, okay? Like, if you have any more information, feel free to talk about it. And you're welcome to DM as well if you want, be it Twitch or something else, okay? But yeah, don't give up. Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Because I mean, I feel like I haven't done enough for you. And then, dream it possible, you are after Luvez, so feel free to pop your question or whatever you want. I saw that you wanted tarot, so I will do that for you. Yeah, go right ahead, Luvez. What's your question? Veronica? As in your birth mom or your adopted mom? Sharyanka? Yeah, I definitely keep that in mind for next time. Tell you what, Luvez, come back tomorrow. I'll try it again. But yeah, frankly, I don't know how to handle this, so tell you what, Luvez, come back tomorrow. I should be more well rested by then, and I will check that at least. And then after this, I do highly recommend checking out some other channels when you can. Like, I don't mean like in terms of Twitch channels, or other readers, but I mean in terms of like proper, like, professional and fellow people who have gone through this experience. Because I mean, it's something that you shouldn't be dealing with alone, okay? The last thing I want you to do is feel hurt or exploited, okay? Exactly, that too. That's why I say, especially if you can do like lineages and stuff, be a genetic test or something, that should make it a lot easier. Yeah, I know. I don't want you to get exploited or anything. But yeah, come back tomorrow. I'll see what I can do with that question. I know you want answers. And I really hope you find them. Whatever they come out to be. Oh, thanks, Dream It Possible. Alright, let's bring in some nice positive vibes here. And let's send some good vibes to Luvez that May you find the answers that you seek, and most importantly, may you find peace with those answers. May we all find peace with the answers that we seek. Within and without. As above, so below. And so it is. Okay. And sugar plums, in case you are and sugar plums, in case you are worried, don't worry, you have not missed your turn. You are after Dream It Possible. So feel free to start meditating on your question, and you can post it either here or on Discord. Whatever you're comfortable with. So Dream It Possible. Yeah, I had a feeling it was okay. So you want just a general too? Okay. Feel free to use channel points if you want a particular deck or whatever you want me to do. Interesting. Yeah, like Luvez, like I had this really odd feeling that it might have been like an East Asian parent. That is really interesting. So yeah, I think if anything, you and Hyun should be talking, because I mean, they're gonna know this kind of stuff. Yeah, talk with Hyun. Yeah, because like for some reason when I was doing it earlier too, I was getting a JIA. Like a Ja or a Jang. Oof, I am so sorry. Yeah, that really sucks. I am so sorry. Yeah, there's a family friend that I consider to be like my younger sister. She's also an adoptee. Could be a Jung. True. And part of me, I don't speak Chinese, so I don't have the. I know I'm not gonna get the pitches exactly right. But yeah, with a JE, it could be Jung. That's true. If you're going anglicized. But yeah, definitely give those groups a go. But I think one thing you can definitely get some comfort in is at least like a J is a pretty good place to start. All right, it's Dream It Possible. You said you wanted a general, right? Let me see. Okay, general. Okay, got it. Yep. All right, Dream It Possible. Got 3 cards for you. And here is what I've got. And then I think Sugar Plums is after you. And then... Oh, Lalore. Thank you so much for your... Yeah, I was thinking a JIA in particular. Like something with a JIA in it. Like a Jung. Like this? Or something with a JIA. Oops. That's capitalized I. Like something with that. But hello, Lalore. Thank you so much for the follow. So I think I might have enough energy for, yeah, for some reason, like, that came to my brain. But yeah, dream it possible. Here's what I pulled for you for your tarot pull. I got 3 of them right here. So here is what I've got. Huh. That is interesting. The Queen of Pentacles really wants to come out today. So definitely a call for nurturing. A call for nurturing today. Yeah, please take care of yourself. And know that you can be cared for in whatever you can take care of and be cared for. Yeah, it feels like everybody in this collective is feeling like, let yourself be held today. Let yourself want what you want. So for everybody who got Queen of Pentacles today, which is basically the entire audience today, let yourself be held. Okay? Let yourselves be mothered. Let yourself be nurtured. Really occupy the warm parent within. Like, I'm feeling like the sense of like reparenting, I feel like is what the call of the season might be. Like, that's what I'm getting with this, with the way it came up. It just feels like there's a sense of like reparenting that is being called for this season. Okay, oddly enough though, to answer your question, Luves, it was saying 7, but I know with especially with Hanshi. With Hanshi, there might be like, I think I'm like more of an anglicized equivalent. It might be more like, it might be like 7, also could be 5, but like I know with Hanshi it could be less. So I kind of went based on like anglicized spelling. So I could be off. And also, hello, Momo. But yeah, getting back to a dream if possible, yeah, there's like the sense of there's a call for nurturing, I feel like, during this season. I'm clearly getting from this. And 3 of Swords. Okay, so 3 of Swords, usually it's about heartbreak. Like, that's typically what it means. Let me put myself back up here. But yeah, traditionally it's about like heartbreak but in this case, I'm not feeling like heartbreak so much as like how to look at like how disappointment might pop up. And I'm feeling during this season or during this lunation, if you've been through some frustrations or disappointments or struggles that have left you bereft, that you need to honor those feelings, but simultaneously don't sink into despair. Because the nurturing energy that you provide to yourself during this lunar cycle will help you get through it. I really do need to get in the habit of actually recording down what I pull for you guys. But maybe I did. I know for sure I pulled at least the Queen of Pentacles at least once. Jaziku or Jaziki. Jashiku. I don't know. I don't know how the pitch accent is for that. That's interesting. That's possible. That's totally possible, actually. But yeah, that does fit the character count in terms of Western. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know Chinese or Taiwanese, so my pronunciation's gonna be very off. My specialty is Japanese, actually. But yeah, definitely, like get in touch with those groups that Hyun posted because they might give you some clues as to where you could look next. But yeah, getting back to Dream It Possible here. Yeah, Three of Swords. Yeah, usually it's about heartbreak, but like I'm feeling more of a disappointment thing. And then I know I definitely pulled this for you at some point. The Six of Pentacles for this final card here. I definitely pulled this one. I do remember pulling this one at one point. And that one, it's about energy exchange. About how you give back, like how you give back and how you receive. It's in a way a cycle of dependency of like who's doing the receiving and who is doing the receiving and who's doing the giving. And it's important that whatever benefits that you decide to give or you are open to receiving, that you make sure that you cycle it to the proper places where it's needed. And especially you pay attention to the nature of the need as well. Because it's one thing to be aware of need, but another way of how you address it. Okay, let me see some other symbols here. Let's hear the Six of Pentacles. But yeah, the biggest thing that I'm getting with the Six of Pentacles for you, Dream It Possible, is to pay attention to your flow of energy, especially when it comes to, okay, now I get it. Okay, here we go. Sometimes I get these moments where it finally clicks. Takes a little bit. So, with these two in particular, it is about energy flow. In particular, about how it goes with giving and receiving, to make sure that there is a flow. And the thing you have to pay attention, Dream It Possible, and watch out for, because this was in the middle of it, is making sure you're not stabbing yourself with the guilt of not doing enough. Because it's so easy to feel that way when it comes to giving and receiving. There can be a guilt of giving too much to the point where you feel depleted and not receiving enough. And then likewise, there could also be a guilt and disappointment of sometimes you feel like as if you receive too much, that you feel spoiled in a way. And it's like, who am I to have this privilege? This is not the Tonda show, okay? Let's get back to business. Let's get back to business, to reading the cards. Anyways. Yeah, I mean, it's me, but not me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, the thing you got to pay attention to is making sure you're not throwing infinite guilt in addition to your generosity or your receiving. It is a cycle within a cycle. And so allow yourself to be nurtured and allow yourself to nurture in whatever way it comes up. It doesn't have to be the exact same way. You can receive in finances and give in time, or you can receive in whatever material goods that you have and then provide with a listening ear. And yeah, that is their version of teehee. That is basically their version of teehee. Let me show one more here. Okay. Another thing, this is the last thing I'm going to pull for you, Dream It Possible. Another thing you got to do is pay attention to what your aims are in life. The Knight of Cups. Pay attention to your holy grail. Because not that kind of Tonda show. Not exactly. Not that kind. Tondracia exposed. Not that kind of show. Not that kind of show. Yeah, very possible. Getting back to you. Properly this time. Very much the biggest thing that is important for you to work on during this lunation period is being honest. Being honest with your heart. What it is that... What things are important to you. And be generous with your spirit, with your time, both to yourself and to others. And if there's anything, if there's anything that you need to heal and grieve and let yourself be for right now, it's okay. Let me see. But yeah. But that's what I'm getting for you, Dream It Possible. It's very much a cycle. I'm seeing like a cycle of reciprocity and action, and also to pay attention to your emotions and what needs to be tended to. Because especially if you have some regrets that you need to move forward with, this is the time to pay attention to what those regrets are saying to you, and then pursue what you can to make those regrets lessen a little bit. Obviously, I'm not saying it'll go away completely. I mean, if it does, miracle. But if it could turn down the volume a little bit, that's the aim you should go for this season, is to remember how to follow your heart again, even when when it can get very vulnerable. Sorry, I am so split between the chat and this, but I hope that answered your question, Dream It Possible. Clearly, there's a lot there's a lot that's coming for you, and also simultaneously a lot of things that you can do to make whatever you want to fulfill in your community, whatever you want to make happen, it's there. So just trust yourself and trust your heart, and you can do it. I believe in you. That's what I'm seeing for you. Okay. So, Sugar Plums, you are probably my final person tonight, unless Lalore or my usual person, my buddy, old chum, old friend of mine. You know who you are, unless you want to jump on the queue. Hello, Sugar Plums. It is your turn. It is your turn. You came just in time, and you are so welcome to it possible. And you said you wanted a. Did you want a general? I think you said that, right? Okay, got it. And is there a deck in particular you want me to pull from? Oh, ad start in 2 minutes. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, channel points. So if you jump under where the circle is, I added some selections there. So you can have me pick from tarot, you can have me pick from oracle, you can have me pick from the Clow or the Sakura cards. You can also have me pick from runes. You can have me trust your instincts. I bet you enjoy that now. You finally have a button. Ooh, okay. I rarely pull this out, so let me do that. Yes! And if y'all have any other ideas I should put in here, let me know. Okay. So, shout out to my local women's retreat for gifting me these. They have this gift exchange where people gave away stuff, like whether it's decks, and then somebody brought these really pretty runes, and then excuse me. Usually when I pull a certain one, usually for me it's Wunjo or Gabo. That usually means like, okay, I gotta pay attention. And Wunjo is like the P in the runes, and then the Gabo is an X. Gabo in particular is like green light to me, because Gabo usually means gift. So, yeah. That's what you want with the runes. And by the way, Lalore, since you are new to the channel, I'm going to go ahead and break down what it is that I typically do after the ad's done, after ad temple's done. So we'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to pull these runes. Okay. Okay, so we got ad temple going on. So for those who are watching on YouTube and those who are subbed, thank you very much for being wonderful, wonderful people. Y'all are real ones. So I pulled out 4 runes. I rarely get to pull out the runes, so thank you for helping me diversify a little bit in terms of my tools. Oh, you can still see me. Okay, sweet. Okay. Okay. So, I got 4 runes for you. Alright, got 3 that are flipped down and 1 that I got upright, but I'm gonna read both sides to them, just to be more thorough. Alright. So, the first rune that I got for you is Manaz. So it is the 3rd rune in the 8 of Tyr, aka Tiwaz. And here is what I got for you for this one. So Manaz. Manaz is about mankind. Upright, it can mean acceptance of the weaknesses and strengths of self and others, equality at work and in relationships, learning new skills, striving for perfection, and all matters of structured learning, study, and dealings with officialdom. Oh wait, I just realized bit donations don't include that, so I'm gonna wait a little bit. Give me 1 moment. I can repeat all that once I tune back in. Okay. We got like 40 seconds. All right, sugar plums. Okay, for anybody who is subs, let me know when ad temple's over. Oh, you're still here? Okay. I wasn't sure. No ads for you. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so the first rune that I got here is Banaz, which is about mankind. And upright, it usually means acceptance of the weaknesses and strengths in self and others, equality at work and in relationships, learning new skills, striving for perfection in all matters of structured learning, study, and dealings with officialdom. When it's blank side up, which is what it came out as, it can mean being overcritical and expecting impossible standards of self and others, problems with ageism, sexism, religious and racial intolerance, fighting against cynical or corrupt authority. Manaz, the rune of the man and woman, is the rune of our strengths and weaknesses and finding a meaningful lifestyle. Odin and his brothers formed the first man and woman from an ash and elm trees, and descendants repopulated the new world after the destruction of the old. The Anglo-Saxon rune poem talks of the mortality of mankind and of man. In his gladness, being loved by his kinsfolk and yet ultimately divided from them in death. Manaz represents our potential to reach spiritual enlightenment and says that we should value our relationships but ultimately accept that we are our separate selves and can't totally live through others. When Manaz appears in a reading, maximize your strengths and abilities and do not deny your innate weaknesses. Do not blame others for them or expect them to compensate. Any inequality or unfairness will be overcome if you keep pushing, whether a glass ceiling at work or discrimination because we or loved ones are in some way different. A new skill you need to learn will become easier. It may also be the moment to claim credit for your knowledge and hard work. That's the strongest message I'm getting, is claiming credit. If the blank side is facing up, which it did, accept that you are not Superman or Wonder Woman, and that you may need to hand responsibilities over if you're doing more than your share, or ask for advice or help. I guess maybe like the MCU equivalent would be Black Widow or Iron Man, or Captain America and Scarlet Witch, depending on who you ask. Not a fan of Civil War, as you can probably tell. Anyway, you may find someone that you loved or looked up to has flaws and lets you down. But this may not be a reason to abandon the relationship or situation. Instead, see what can be mended and how trust can be restored. Interesting. That is so interesting. But yeah, if you've never read any of the Elder Futhark poems, I recommend them. I admit I need to get back to my rune studies, but it's very fascinating. But yeah, this first part is very much about really pay attention to your humanity and even the humanity of others, both in their not so great states, but also especially the work that you put towards. So pay attention to that. So the next one, which also came blank side up, is I know this one. Awaz. There we go. Awaz with an I. And that is, I believe, in the 8 of Heimdall. Yes. And this typically represents inner journey, strength, and stability, and it's a symbol of the yew tree. I've got so many stories I gotta tell you from the convention I went to earlier this year. Uh-oh. Yeah, I lost connection for a split second. Hope y'all are okay. Okay, that was weird. Cause like I could still hear the music and everything. It just stopped. That was so weird. So clearly it's not me, because this is a completely new computer. I have not installed much. That was so weird. Yeah, clearly did a soft reboot. That was so weird. It just like it went out. Like I saw like warning, can't like error, and then but thankfully it didn't like take out everything, so I could still see the chat and everything, but that was so weird. Yeah, that's true. I could edit that out. That's very true. But anyway, oh my god, Roots! Hello! I've been shouting you out quite a lot. How did your fair go? She did her first fair, you guys. Oh my god, I'm so glad. I am so glad. Glad to hear it. Yes, do it again. Do it again. But yeah, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for tuning in. She does good reading, you guys. But yeah, getting back to our sugar plums, to our beloved plums. Yeah, I definitely need to do one for sure. I've been keeping an eye out for a couple of them. So I'm thinking of trying. But yeah, this next one that I got for you is Awaz, which is from the 8 of Heimdall. And I was talking about the story about like the one convention I went to, where I met this guy who channeled Thor, and he said like MCU Thor's alright, but like before we cut, the only accurate, apparently the one that was the most accurate in terms of actual Heimdall was the Heimdall portrayed in the MCU. He was interesting. Wait, Laura, are you a reader too? That's cool. Yes, this place is intended for a recharge, so please feel free to chill with me if you want. Anyway, getting back to sugar plums. So Awaz, when it's simple summed up, it means loyalty and love and friendship, the value of what is enduring, beginnings after endings, utilizing the resources you currently have rather than wasting time on regrets. And then the challenges with the blank side up, which is what yours kind of came up as. Avoid throwing away what is of worth because of excitement or a too good to be true offer. Because the yew is the longest living tree, it was adopted by the northern peoples as a symbol of longevity, tradition, and eternal life, and is called in the Norse rune poem the greenest wood in winter. Ah, okay. For all we know, but could be passing by the same circles. I'm also a northeast peep. So so anyway, the greenest wood in the winter, an evergreen promising life and hope even in the dead season of winter. For this reason, the rune is also in the Icelandic rune poem associated with the bow made from yew wood, as a symbol of new life from old and reshaping what is existing, even if not ideal or as planned. When Awaz appears in the reading, like a death card in the tarot, this rune never foretells death, but rather sometimes unwelcome and inevitable ending to a situation or life phase. A new world is waiting, but it cannot appear until you have finished the old business, said goodbye either physically or emotionally, and allow yourself to mourn. Value and give extra input to loyal friends, family, and partners. Any long-term study or training is favored. Listen to the advice of older people or experts. The blank side appears, which it did in this case. Do not be tempted by a quick fix or exciting new friends, or even a flirtation if your relationship is in a dull patch. During grieving, allow yourself to express your negative emotions rather than bottling them up. That part's very important. Let go of the old voices in your head. But yeah, I always like to read both, even like with the runes, I also like to read both, even if it's not showing up in that way, because then it's kind of making you pay attention to like, okay, what are things that I can still take on even if the rune didn't pull out the way it was looked as, you know? So yeah, I feel like there's like a call to like pay attention to if something might look too good to be true, it probably might be. Oh, dang, that is cool. That is so cool. That's awesome. You gotta let me know like what the set is, cause like what the set list is. Cause I'm a huge MJ fan. I like his music. Hello, Yellow Lover. Welcome to the stream. So I'm gonna finish off Sugar Plums' readings, and since there's a bunch of new people and maybe and also some familiar people, but maybe a little bit new to like this format, I will tell you. So lurk kind of means that like it's like some people just like to like tune in and just watch, rather than like message constantly. Yeah, so basically AWAS, when it pops up blank side up, which it did, interesting. So you do readings too. That's cool. But yeah, yeah, for AWAS, it's more so like paying attention if something is too good to be true. So it's more like so in this case, I tend to like see it more as a warning of like pay attention. And also, let me see what else I can tell you here. But especially don't throw away what's of worth. So don't know your worth. I think that's the bigger lesson here, is know your worth. Don't lowball. Yeah, don't lowball and don't blueball. Absolutely. So with the first two runes already, so with AWAS, it's very much about paying attention to what offers you have, because sometimes if it is too good to be true, it probably is, so pay attention. And also don't underestimate your worth too. And then the other part is be very honest with your feelings as well, and especially in the face of injustice of any kind. And to not be too hard on yourself if you have like negative feelings about something, because sometimes they're there for a reason, like for a protective reason or for a legitimate reason. Like, well, they're all legitimate, but I mean, like, they're there for a legitimate reason. So pay attention. Yeah, I think that's why my NOS popped up from blank side down. That explains it. So we got 2 more here. We got 1 more blank side down, but then 1 came upright, and it's one of the few you actually want upright too. So the next one we got blank side down is AWAS. The other AWAS without the I. Looks like an M, but different AWAS. And it is still, but this one is in the it's in the 8 of Tyr, not the 8 of Heimdall. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling so far with like these first 3, there's like a call for you to like pay attention and see if it's worth it. Pay attention. So AWAS, this AWAS, the horse, not the other AWAS that looks like an S, the M one. Upright, it typically means harmonious relationships, getting the right balance between inner and outer demands or in the different aspects of life, all negotiations and joint ventures, the widening of horizons, house moves or relocation, travel with others. When the blank side is up, it can mean allowing someone less wise or weaker to dictate the course of events, disharmony between partners, restlessness, and constantly seeking new places, people, and situations. The horse is a sacred animal to the Vikings, especially the horses that carried their riders into battle. The horse is a symbol of perfect trust and harmony with another person or within the self. This rune, mentioned only in the Anglo-Saxon rune poem, emphasizes the joy a horse brings to its rider and how it can make the rider feel like, quote-unquote, prince or atheling, high-ranking person. When AWAS appears in a reading, AWAS indicates the swift resolution of a matter or the need for a fast response. It heralds travel and working holidays, especially one to fulfill a dream or an out-of-the-blue chance to which you should say yes. It's good for negotiating business partnerships, for the restoration of harmony in a relationship or family, and for the resolution of power struggles or bullying through negotiation and/or official means. If the blank side appears, it's time to step back from acting as peacemaker in other people's conflicts and accepting that you can't do everything and please everyone. Concentrate on your own priorities. And funnily enough, I mean, even with especially with like Manaz being in here, it's like one part. It feels like it's one part of AWAS in a way, because it has like a mixture of Manaz and what was that? It looks like a mixture of Manaz and Dagaz, with this top part in particular. It's just it's feeling this sense of. There's this kind of warning I'm getting so far with like, especially with the 3 blank ones that I'm pulling here, to make sure you're not taking on too much and to pay attention to what's in front of you and what your instincts are saying, because it's so easy to write. It's so easy to write it off as overthinking when really there might be legit concerns. So don't be afraid to interrogate, ask questions. See both within what could be a fear response and what's some legitimate concerns that you can bring up. And then also don't be afraid to like ask more questions to see what they're about. I see. Thankfully, this last one, it came out upright, so I can show you what this one is. So, the last one, Othala, which is the last rune in the 8 of Tyr. This one's about inheritance, home, ancestral knowledge, and heritage. So I'm going to read both meanings here, but keep in mind it's the upright version that I pulled here. So, Othala, the homestead. Upright, the way it came out, can mean good for all property matters, improvements in financial and emotional stability, a happy time for home, family, and pets, improving health and happiness for older family members, and possible additions to the family through remarriage. Challenges in the blank side up, financial resources draining away, perhaps due to unreasonable demands by the family, concerns over elder family members and their care, and children of any age who may be experiencing or causing problems. Othala, the homestead, represents the practical organization of home life. In the rune poems, Othala is said to be beloved of every human. This domestic contentment is linked with a good harvest. Though the Norse people were great wanderers, the homestead was very important to them, and establishing new homesteads with the blessings of the land guardians in the new land was a priority. When Othala appears in a reading, it's a good time for property deals, for buying and selling homes, for working from home and spending quality time with family or close friends. Home renovations or building a home are favored. If the blank site appears, which it didn't, thankfully, you may need to economize at home and not allow family members or friends to use you as a bottomless bank. You might feel resentment that others in the home are not helping practically. Get tough if the people who are living with you, especially adult children, are causing stress. Thala is Smith's place as the final rune, seems to make more sense to this author than Dagaz, the awakening that should be the last rune. So Othala and Dagaz can sometimes be flipped in the runes. This guide that I got from Sage Goddess put Othala as the last one. Cassandra Easton, the author of this book, considers Dagaz would be the better final rune for it. But regardless, I'm feeling the sense that there's like a sense of like pay attention to make sure, like especially with the runes that have been flipped over, to pay attention to when you're taking on too much, because you do not have to be a superhero to everyone. Like, that's the number one thing that I'm getting. But then the other thing is, with Othala coming up, is paying attention to your sense of home, whether it's heritage, your lineage, your literal family, like spending time with them, like the people who you consider family, both blood and chosen, and making sure you feel at home and safe within yourself and within the things you do. That's very important. And making sure you have a sense of contentment during this time. Because especially if you're like in a field where there's this constant sense of like, what's next, it's very important that you give yourself time to actually celebrate and enjoy what it is that you've been working towards to this point. Because if you're only thinking about nothing but the constant work and dissatisfaction, it gets tiring really fast. So it's important that you pay attention to that balance. So yeah, don't deny your experiences. Pay attention to what's in front of you. And pay attention to your home. To quote from Heimdall from the MCU, Asgard is a people, not a place. So you do not have to confine it to a location. Finding who and where you're safe with, or you're safe in, is going to be big for you during the season. So I hope that answers your question, Sugar Plums. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you for letting me pull these runes. It was so much fun. I forgot how much fun they can be. So we got a bunch of new people that tuned in. So welcome, everybody. You are so welcome. So welcome to those who are new to the stream. Oh, the last part. The quote with Heimdall, Asgard's a people, not a place. Finding who and what and where you're safe in is going to be very good during this lunation. So very, very important that you cultivate a sense of safety and contentment, and also especially your sense of home. Be it with the chosen people, be it with the place, your inner and outer sense of contentment. Pay attention to that. It's a lot, I know, but but anyway, getting back to the list. So a lot of new people tuned in, so thank you so much for that. I hope y'all are enjoying the show so far. So here is Yes, you are so welcome, my friend. So there's a lot of new people here who are either new to the channel or have been here for a little bit. Hope y'all are enjoying this. So here's how it works. So Saturdays and Sundays I do tarot pulls and other kinds of pulls. I do like Oracle. I can also do Pendulum. I could do tarot, like different kinds of things. And essentially you can just jump on the queue with the command !join, and then thank you for the cupcakes and boba. Anyway, so you can just jump in with !join, and shout out to Root to Rise. I got a little inspired by this. I made some point systems to tell for you to tell me what kind of reading would you like me to pull from. So you can tell me like which things you want me to pull from, or if you want me to trust my instincts and pull for something else, you can do that. But yeah, when you get to the point in the queue, you can post which kind of reading you want me to do. I've got 6 different kinds here. So you can do a Clow or Sakura card reading, tarot, an oracle for 10 points, runes, chakra checkup or for 20, or you could trust my instincts for 50. And it's points, not bits, so this is completely at no cost to you. And you can write down whatever it is you want me to pull for in this time as well, so that way if you do have to leave, thankfully I always keep the video on demand on here until it expires, after which it always not after which I simulcast. So if it often goes to my YouTube channel, DJ MK Off the Air, as well. I simulcast through both channels. And so if you want to rewatch your reading, you can easily do that. Just come back and you can rewatch it. If you happen to miss your spot, you have until the next Seer Saturday, typically. So next Saturday to come back, after which you will be basically the top of the queue the moment you show up. Otherwise, if you don't show up by the end of the stream, you will be taken off and you just need to jump back on when you come back in. So far, it hasn't been much of an issue, but there have been a couple times recently that's been kind of coming up over and over again like that. There have been people who just tune in and then they jump on for a reading, and then the next moment they're not here for it and they didn't put down anything for me to pull. Because regardless if you're on camera or not, if you give me something to pull, I will pull for you regardless if you're present or not. So that is one reassuring thing. So if you have to leave early, that is totally fine. As long as you put something down for me to work with, I can pull for you. The only stipulations that I have are no third-party surveillance. No presumption of is somebody cheating on me or lying to me, that kind of stuff I don't pull for. If it's a relationship reading, bare minimum, hello, how are you, is kind of important. No health readings. I could help you maybe pin down a vibe for your health team, or maybe a check-in on how the vibe is, but I don't do full on presumption of character, because again, don't know your situation, third party, don't want to presume too much, because the biggest thing that I want you guys to feel when you come out of my readings is for you to feel empowered to take steps using your power and your free will, not overimpose. Because I believe, and it's not a substitution for your reason either, because I want you, again, to collaborate, not overtake or substitute unnecessarily. So I did a little bit of one in the beginning, but I can totally do one again here because I got a little interrupted. But yeah, I could do one again totally to close things off. Especially since it hits since sometimes these readings do hit on a new moon or a full moon. I like using a little extra. I did something a little extra for Mother's Day, and whoo-wee, a lot of stuff happened. So my first ever hype train occurred. That was a wonderful surprise. But yeah, with that, it looks like Just Darkness. You are most looking at last person of the night, because everybody else on the list, they tuned in, but they haven't, they did not stay long enough to get a pull from me. So it looks like you might be the last one today. Unless somebody else wants to jump on, you're welcome to. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, just darkness. Yeah, and rude as well. If you feel down for a reading tonight, yeah, just jump on. Just jump on, Scorpio. Good. Thank you. Yeah, because newbies jumped on, but I think they just lost connection as quickly as they came on. A World War II tambourine? You gotta share a photo of that. You gotta share a photo of that for sure. Because I never would imagine. But yeah, if Just Darkness, Just Darkness is still on the queue, but your great grandmother's tambourine, that is so cool. And Runcie's been, Runcie, my friend, who speaks Italian, she's been to Sicily several times. Mostly in, Palermo and Catania. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's valuable. I'm glad you saved it. So, yeah, looks like Just Darkness is not in the chat yet, so how about you go ahead and, go ahead and ask your question, Scorpio. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. And then feel free to, if you have any channel points, feel free to say which one you want me to do, if you feel like it. It's a little new, it's a new system, so. But there are some people who are like, can you please use the channel points so I can actually do something with it? And I was like, okay, gladly. Okay, you want tarot? You got it. You got it. Anything in particular you want me to keep in mind? Questions, ideas, thoughts, concerns? Or am I imagining everyone's just spacing out every time they join the queue? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I love doing new moon stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been getting away from spreads recently, which is really interesting when it comes to these live readings. Dude, I've been hydrating, but I'll hydrate again. Yeah, so you weren't here for the first part. I was talking about it. So, yeah. It's in Taurus during Taurus season. And then the easiest way to remember is, what sign is coming next when it comes to the full moon, for example. The full moon always happens in its opposite sign. So, for example, for the full moon, since the new moon was in Taurus, in this case, it's a little weird because the opposite technically is in Gemini for this sign, but the next full moon is in Sagittarius, because it's kind of this weird degree where the new moon is tonight, but the transit of the sign is happening a little bit later. So I just got a notification just now that the energy just shifted to Gemini, which is the opposite of Sagittarius. So that's why Sagittarius is the full moon instead of Scorpio, which is traditionally what the opposite is. I should be saying the same to you, Cal. It's like what? 4 a.m.? I hope this helps you sleep at bare minimum. It is going to be interesting. Like, if I manage to do streams in Japan, it's going to be so interesting doing this because my American viewers are going to have... Oh, shoot. Hold on. Yeah, 4:35, gosh. But yeah, it's going to be so interesting when I reach Japan because basically my American viewers will be kind of SOL, but my European viewers will be having a great time. But funnily enough, right now in Japan, I think it should be like 9 a.m. the next day. Let me check. Okay, 11. 11, but I was close. It's like 11 the next day already over there. That is the part that's going to be such a throw off when I go. Yeah, I'm going to have to spread the cards on the table. Wait, why is my view weird? Did my view just go rectangular? Oh, it's just my OBS. OBS is acting weird. Okay, there we go. Had to fix it. Alright. Yeah, OBS has just been acting weird. Anyway. Clearly! Clearly! Okay. So I got 4 cards here. For Scorpio. Do you have some actual Scorpio placement, Scorpio? Or you just like the name? Anyway, let's go ahead and... Lunar Scorpio! Okay! In both charts. Nice! Yeah, so I'm a lunar and rising Scorpio in Vedic. That's interesting. But yeah, here's what I got for you, Scorpio. So, first off I got for you is the Hierophant. And I know traditionally it tends to be more papal in energy. But this one, especially with this deck, I love their interpretation of the Hierophant in here. It reminds me of the Ents from Lord of the Rings because it's an old tree. And it very much pays it very much is a call for you to pay attention to what traditions work for you and what traditions are like deserve a little bit of a revamp or to be set aside. Because some traditions, they make some sense, and then there are other ones that are just kind of unneeded. Yeah, I kind of got told as much by Momo, actually. Momo's does astrology charts. But anyway, getting back to it. Yeah, the Hierophant. I mean, I often think about this story. I forget what it's called, but oh, whoops. Add temple. So, for those who are new to the channel, there's a little bit of a running joke that I do. So from Monday through Thursday, it is called it is Ad Jail, as typical. And then Fridays, it's called Ad Masjid. Like, I did interfaith studies for my master's, like world religions. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday are sacred days for a lot of theologies. So Friday, it's Ad Masjid. Saturday, like today, it's Ad Temple. And then Sunday, it's Ad Church. So it's kind of a running joke that we have. Ah, nice. Okay, you're back. But yeah, the Hierophant really reminds me of this one short story that I read, I believe in middle school or high school, about this priest or ceremony, this ceremony facilitator who had this cat who used to wander around the temple, and it would be very distracting for the ceremonies. So what he would do was put the cat in a sack, so that way the cat could just watch until the end and then go out. But the facilitator never explained why the cat was in a sack during his ceremonies, so it kind of became because then over time it became more of a theological thing where, like, we have to have a cat in the sack on the wall, and it just had no logic to it. So the logic kind of became lost after a little bit. So the Hierophant, I guess the reason why I kind of thought of that story is because, well, it's very much about, like, pay attention to what traditions are there and have sense as to why they're there. And then there are other ones where you can just set aside or modify it a little bit. Because, I mean, a lot of the spiritual stuff that we do, nowadays, there's some things we do set aside, or even some views we set aside, because they just don't make sense in our modern era, really. Like, for example, like pork restrictions, for example. It was mostly about the preparation, when you really think about it. But yeah, nowadays we're very careful about it. But even so, there might be some people who just don't prefer it, or it just doesn't feel right, and that's totally fine too. But it's also like the Hierophant is also calling you to pay attention to what your spirit has to have, as like what your spirit needs to thrive, as well as keeping yourself in check and making sure you're not going too rigid when it comes to your beliefs, and simultaneously that there are some things that you just need to keep an eye out for as you go through your process. And hopefully I'm making sense too, because sometimes I get this really weird liminal space sometimes I do readings where it kind of feels like as if like I get into like a space, for like a liminal space, like a better explanation, where after a while it feels like my lips are just moving and it's like I'm speaking fortune cookie, even though I make sense to people. So let me know if I don't make sense and I can re-explain it in another way. But yeah, I spent a lot of time just in this one card, so let me see what else we got here. Ooh, okay, we got the Ace of Wands. That is really good. So, very much the beginnings of sparks of new inspiration and new ideas. So, follow your bliss, follow your creativity, pay attention to what it is that makes you come alive, follow that trail, follow Ariadne's thread towards either the center of the labyrinth or escape the labyrinth and see what's on the other side. Let yourself explore those ideas because they will take you far. So, Ace of Wands is pretty straightforward, honestly, whenever I come across it. Yep, big fiery wand. And pay attention to your excitement and your whimsy, too. I feel like whimsy has been the theme of this upcoming summer. So big whimsical summer is the name of the game here. So pay attention to your whimsy, have fun, pay attention to what makes you come alive. Very important, especially during the season. And especially if you are trying to overcome a challenge or see something through to completion, 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is that one last push. One last push to victory. Like, you're so close. You are so close. You just need to just hang on a bit longer. Push through. Of course, within reason. Of course, within reason, let yourself breathe sometimes if you need to. But if there's like something that's like that you feel is just an obstacle, you just need to help yourself like get over the fence. It's okay to push through. It's just that one last push because you're almost done. I'm just getting this feeling it's like it's almost just that one thing. And this was me literally last week too, so that's it feels very relatable. But it's very much about remembering your power and your capabilities as you go through that last push. And remember that you have the inner strength. You have the resources to get through to the other side. This is for anybody who vibes with this, by the way. If you've been tired, even within your exhaustion, you have the strength, you have the inner resources. Take care of yourself. Take a little breather. Hydrate if you need to. The straw doesn't reach sometimes when I get to the bottom. And yeah, especially remember who your friends are. Remember who your friends are. Remember who your family is. Help you get to the other side. So the final card I got for you, Scorpio. This is what I got. Oh, I love this. The star. You are tired but have no strength to sleep. Yeah. You know what could help? A nice cup of tea. Or just a nice warm beverage. Or a shower. Anyway, where was I? Yes. So, the star. If you got some wishes, you got some dreams, desires, hopes. You've been getting the star a lot from Route 2? I think I remember that, actually, from the past few streams. Drinking tea as we speak. I'm not showering 3 times a day. Doesn't have to be 3 times a day. Twice is enough. But yeah, like, you got the star here too. Surprise, surprise. So clearly there's clearly something going on here. If you have this long-held dream or vision, keep it. Have faith in it. Because that's important. And remember your abundance. even if it's not abundance of things, it could be abundance of ideas. And keep your inner serenity. Have faith, especially when things feel bleak. Because I know, especially with the way things are going on sometimes in the world or within ourselves, it can feel bleak. It's not the end. So, have faith. Have faith that things, whatever manifestation they come, that they will work out. The 3 most powerful places a person has is here, here, and here. Our 3 minds. Oftentimes, a lot of societies prioritize here. Some of them hit here. Other ones also acknowledge here. They're all correct. Each one has their different strengths. And then, with our hands, our feet, our ears, our eyes, and especially our mouths, it's our chance to process all of that and co-create and make it real. I mean, Athena Parakis, one person I followed for, I think at this point it's been a little over a decade now. She says, our greatest magical tools are not necessarily the material stuff that we have. This stuff, it's powerful, but not the only thing we've got. The first magical tools, these. If you went into the woods, didn't take any of your crystals with you, or anything like, or your cards or anything like that, your vessel is the tool. You are the magic wand. You are the magic. You're the magic you thought was missing. That's another deck that I use a lot, is the Queen Herbie deck, which you'll see tomorrow more. But yeah, don't be surprised if I pull out a lot of pop culture references. Don't be surprised. So it's part of the Queen Herbie deck. It's an oracle deck full of her songs. I love this deck a lot. I feel like I've gotten a lot of good use out of it. And I'm actually going to go see her on tour this summer. Queen Herbie. If you've never heard of her, go check out her music. It's really good. She has like this witchy vibe to her. She started off in this group with her husband called Carmen. And then like after she managed to break away from her contract with L.A. Reid, they rebranded as Queen Herbie. So if you've never heard of them or seen them, go check it out. They have this viral video of the performance of Look at Me Now by Busta Rhymes. And they just remade it this year because this year's the 15th anniversary. And I was like, girl, excuse me? And I was like, I remember like back when this video went viral, I was on my way to college. And now I'm doing this. Hello, Salama. Salama from YouTube, welcome. And yes, I can give you a reading for the new moon in Taurus, absolutely. And then After that, I do not know Leet. AN 2400 R7. If you're still on. So you were the 100th follower. Thank you so much. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Oh, you're Scorpio. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, have a good night, Root. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let me know when you want a reading. I'm back tomorrow with this, so feel free to tune in if you want one. You have a good night. And enjoy plenty of Tim Hortons on my behalf. I think you're Canadian, right? But yeah. Night, Root. All right, guys. Yeah, I think we should wrap up. So I know Runcie especially wants to do a reading for me tonight. Because I had a few questions of my own today. But yeah, this has been a really good night, guys. Thank you so much for being such troopers. Did not anticipate going the 3-hour mark, but it was so necessary, I feel like, because it is the Taurus new moon and we need that grounding. Thank you, lovely people, for tuning in. I hope y'all had a really nice night. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. So next time on my stream, I think after tomorrow, I'm gonna go back to my usual 3 to 4 days. So Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm gonna go back to that because I've had a really good run with these. I think it's been about 30 days of doing this every single day, which is hard to believe. But yeah, I think I definitely need to get back to my regular schedule after this because I've missed out on so much of life with these daily streams, and I just need to get back to it. So for all the Trekkies out there, if anybody's into that, on Wednesday I am going to be playing Star Trek Online in honor of my favorite character's birthday, Admiral Catherine Janeway. So that's happening on Wednesday, May 20th. And Friday, I'm still determining what I'm going to do then. Of course, I am always open to spontaneity, so don't be surprised if I happen to pull out a stream or two on whatever I feel like playing. I am still working on my charity of the season, but the moment I get something solid, you will see it here. The Discord listening party, for those who are into music, it is happening on this upcoming Friday, the 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said earlier, I'm planning on attending the Queen Herbie Isle of Queen tour. There should be some tickets left, at least if you live in the East Coast. So if you want to watch a good show this summer, this is the time to do so. So go to queenherbie.com if you want to get tickets. Which, speaking of which, I still need to get tickets. So anyway, I'm also doing in case you're wondering what the hashtag is, Seinangakuin, it's for my study abroad program. So I am currently fundraising for study abroad expenses, and the donation that I got over my first hype train has really been helpful because it has helped me pay for so far it's helped me cover my health insurance and my hotel room for the first night that I'm going to be in the city. So thank you for that support. I'm still fundraising until the end of this month, so feel free to check out any of these offerings on the right side of the screen. Otherwise, you can help us continue tuning in as usual to the channel because I do get AdSense, and feel free to send donations via my Coffee page or via Bits. I am happy to say that I am past the threshold, so you can just supplement whatever you can during this month, and it'll come to me by next month. And you can also purchase the campaign items on the right side of the screen. So here's my social media in case you want to watch me outside of this channel. I've got Blue Sky, I've got Discord, I've got TikTok. Here I'm simulcasting on my Twitch and my YouTube. So in case it gets deleted over here, because I don't know if it gets deleted after a certain amount of time, it'll always be on my YouTube. So just look up the time or the date, you'll find it there. My second YouTube channel, Theological Otaku, is where my vlogs are going to be. So when I study abroad, you're going to see uploads going on that channel. So keep an eye out for that. I also have a Substack, thirdnerd or substack.com. I've taken forever posting stuff on there, but I will post stuff. Just keep an eye out for things. And like I said, I have a coffee shop. And I also have a throne wish list. If you prefer doing items instead, I take those too. So go ahead, feel free and go ahead and check those out if you just want some inspiration or something else. And this episode was filmed in the lands of Nanticoke and Lenape indigenous peoples. To find out your local tribes, like what their cultures are, ways you can support them, the history, and ways you contribute to the project, visit native-land.ca. So with that, it is the end of the stream. I'll be back tomorrow with my Oracle forecast and more readings if anybody wants some. But until next time, stay safe out there. Remember, you have the power. You are the magic. Happy new moon in Taurus. Well, now Gemini, but anyway, happy new moon. And as always, may your heart be your guiding key. Special thanks to Chill Hop for the music. Really good stuff. And as always, I will see you later. Bye, everybody. Oh, sorry. I did not know you were a separate person. Okay, my bad. My bad. Sorry, Salama. You said you were Scorpio. I thought you were the same person. I am so sorry. Okay, let me shuffle this, and then pretty much outro is pretty much the same. So those who are watching on Twitch, you can stand by for a raid for a little bit. But let me do your reading real quick. Sorry, Salama. Okay. Sorry, because you said Scorpio, there's somebody named Scorpio on my Twitch, so I thought, like, some people, if they don't have a subscription on my Twitch channel, because I simulcast on there, sometimes they switch to my YouTube channel and watch me ad-free. So I thought you were a Scorpio, like, you were the user Scorpio, not not Scorpio as a sign. I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Salama. Okay, let me get you this card pool. But yeah, for those who are watching on Twitch and want to like go somewhere else, totally. Yeah, I could totally do that for you. But yeah, let me pull this for you, Salama. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I was so confused. Me too. I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah, huge apologies, Salama, because I mean, I don't get as many YouTubers as I used to, and I simulcast on both channels, so it's interesting. Okay, so here's what I got for you, Salama. Here we go. So, I got for you the Two of Wands, the Devil, and the Seven of Cups. So, Two of Cups, it's very much about, like, I feel like it's, like, the really like, I feel like Two of Cups is more of a relationship harmony compared to the Lovers, even though the Lovers is very much about that respect. In this case, I'm feeling the need to tap into emotional harmony during this lunation, and to really pay attention to your relationships, especially like the ones that really make you feel better after you leave, or the relationships that help you feel more connected to the world. The thing that you have to watch out for is making sure that that the harmony that you have doesn't turn into like complete dependency. That's the one thing that's you got to watch out for. And pay attention to the nature of your desires as to whether it's a cage or lording over you, or it's a driver towards something better. So that's the part you got to pay attention to. And especially to not let, especially if your aspirations are going to take some time to achieve, to remember that even if it's distant by time, it is not distant within you. So don't let your desires manipulate you into doing acts that you normally wouldn't, or this tendency that you have to like sacrifice to a very unnecessary degree for success. And so with the Seven of Cups, during this period especially, it can feel like as if there's like too many things you have to choose from. Like, which way is the right way? It's like on the one hand, there's this linear path that you have to, like, that it feels like you have to follow, but then there's still that dreamy like space. There's the castle in the sky, like Laputa, like from the Studio Ghibli film. Like, there's a floating castle up there, but then there's also the castle on the ground in the back, and you've got an entire map which has a path of like some sure ways to go, and it's also the scenic route. There's just too many paths to go down. You were jobless for long and got one which I did not like, or you weren't happy with. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, yeah, now I see it with the devil, especially because and I totally relate to this because I haven't had a job in almost a year, so I totally get it. And it can be, yeah, it could be scary, like not knowing when that financial support's coming. So I totally get that fear. And the biggest thing that, especially with the devil popping up, the biggest thing you gotta watch out for is to not sink into despair. Especially when you're searching. Because especially when you said that now, I'm totally seeing there's this kind of the sense of like aspiration versus like reality. I totally see that. So first off, I'm seeing with the Two of Cups is, first off, you've got to focus on what's working and the people that love you and care about you, regardless of what your status is. So that's number one. And let me get you one more. I feel like I need to get you one more. Okay. Got the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups here. And the biggest thing I'm getting from these cards, and I think a good thing to focus on this lunation, is to pay attention to your emotions and your intuition. And especially to pay attention to the times when you feel empowered and in harmony with your skills and your powers. But especially pay attention to your intuition, because sometimes what seems illogical might actually have a sensical nature to it. So, in a time when you feel like, gosh, no path looks good to me, which one is it? Like, nothing's standing out. Sometimes you have to go down a path, know there are other options available, and at least sometimes you have to take a step so that way you can. And I think this is kind of a message to me too. Taking a path sometimes, so that way you can easily knock out quickly what doesn't work. And then it makes it easier to get towards the things that actually do work for you and what's meant for you. Because what's meant for you will not pass you by. Okay, that's the big thing. If there's one thing you can take away from this, is whatever's meant for you will not pass you by. So those desires have come up for a reason. So don't give up on them. All right. So yeah, that's what I got for you, Salama. Sorry about missing you like that. I hope that at least gave you something that you can work with during this lunar cycle. And oh my gosh, yeah, especially best of luck with like your job, and I hope you find people that love you and care for you, because that's so important. And I hope you see it within yourself as well, because that's important. That's really important to know that within. So with that, I'm not going to go through like that closing all over again, but thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all have a really good weekend. Again, happy new moon. Hope it is fulfilling for you and life-giving and fulfilling. And yeah, again, here's all my social media in case you want to find me outside this channel or these channels. And again, I have a coffee shop and a throne wish list in case you want to contribute in some way, but of course, no pressure. Feel free to check out my previous streams. Tomorrow I'm doing another stream like this, so if you want to, feel free to tune in. And you are so welcome, Salama. So like I said earlier, this episode was filmed in the lands of the indigenous peoples of the Nanticoke-Lenape tribes. So if you want to find out more information about them, please feel free to check out native-land.ca for more info. So yeah, I also do one-on-ones, and I'm also open to donations, or you can just continue tuning into the channel, at least here on Twitch. I get ad revenue on YouTube. It's a little bit smaller channel, so I don't get as much over there, but you can still contribute in other ways. The stuff on the side of the screen is stuff that I regularly do as well, and it's a special fundraiser thing. So if you want to like purchase or reserve a reading from me, now's time to do so, because I'm going to be in Japan midway through next month. Actually, around this time next month, I'll be in Japan. So this is the time to reserve if you want like a proper one-on-one reading from me. This just scratches the surface of what I do, but I do more than this. But yeah, till next time, I'll see you later. So for those who are still on Twitch, if you happen to still be on Twitch after all this time, y'all are real ones. Stand by for a raid. And for those who are watching the replay or on YouTube, this is the end of the video. Please feel free to come back and rewatch the video on demand whenever you want. It's always going to be here. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.